Why being likable is killing your potential as a man. In the late 1960s, a man sat in a Spartan room in the Japanese countryside. He was one of the most famous authors in the world, a man of high society and endless invitations. Yet, he had cut them all off. He spent his nights training with a katana and his days writing prose that would eventually change the literary world. He didn't need a squad to validate his masculinity. He was building a version of himself that was so terrifyingly self-sufficient that the world couldn't help but watch. He understood a truth that most modern men have forgotten. The man who needs no one is the only one who can truly lead everyone. In a world where networking is a euphemism for begging for attention, the man with a small circle is often viewed with suspicion. They call it a red flag. In reality, it is the ultimate indicator of a man who has mastered his internal landscape. He is not lonely, he is sovereign. He is the anatomy of the problem, the social mirror. Most men are trapped in a social mirror. They look at their group of friends, their social media followers, and their status to figure out who they are. If the mirror breaks, they vanish. This is a precarious way to live. When your confidence is a solar panel that requires the light of others to function, you are inherently weak. You become a slave to the theater of the mind, always wondering what others think, always looking for favor, always avoiding the wrong opinion to keep the tribe happy. The man who has mastered himself has replaced the solar panel with a nuclear reactor. He generates his own power from within. He doesn't need an audience to tell him he's successful. He has the data, the scars, and the bank account to prove it to himself. The story of the silent mogul. Consider the archetype of the silent mogul. While the hustle culture influencers are busy posting photos of leased private jets to impress strangers, the truly powerful man is often invisible. There is a legendary story of a high-level hedge fund manager who walked away from a multi-million-dollar partnership. Why? Because the social obligations, the galas, the boys' trips, the constant performative networking were draining his focus. He retreated to a small town, kept a circle of exactly 3 people, and built a billion-dollar empire in total silence. When he finally emerged, people asked why he isolated himself. His response was simple: I wasn't isolating. I was fortifying. I didn't want to let the world's mediocrity contaminate my peace. The Pillars of Mastery. 1. The Selective Sanity Protocol. A man with few friends is often a man who has raised his standards so high that very few can meet them. He views his energy as a currency. He doesn't hang out to kill time. He invests time with people who sharpen his blade. If you don't offer intellectual depth, strategic value, or unshakable loyalty, you simply don't get past the gate. 2. The death of drama. Drama is a luxury for those who don't have a mission. If you are focused on building a business, mastering a craft, or providing for a family, you don't have the bandwidth for gossip or petty social games. The man with the small circle has reached a level of peace-to-noise ratio that he refuses to compromise. He walks away from the group chat nonsense because his time is too expensive for cheap talk. 3. The self-validation loop. When you spend time alone, you are forced to confront your own weaknesses. You can't hide behind the group's accomplishments. This creates a type of groundedness that is visible to everyone. You aren't trying to be confident, you simply are, because you have survived the silence. The law of the forge. Steel is not hardened in a crowded room, it is hardened in the intense heat of the forge, where it is solitary and under pressure. The field manual, the sovereign man's protocol. 1. The circle audit. Look at your 5 closest contacts. If you were to lose everything tomorrow, your money, your status, your looks, who would still be there? If the answer is nobody, your circle isn't a circle. It's an audience. Start cutting the noise. 2. Monastic mornings. Spend the first 3 hours of your day in total social isolation. No emails, no texts, no social media. Use this time to build your own empire before you check on anyone else's. 3. The no challenge. For the next 30 days, say no to every social event that doesn't align with your 5-year goals. Feel the initial itch of FOMO, fear of missing out, then watch as it transforms into JOMO, joy of missing out. 4. Master one solitary craft. Whether it's long-distance running, coding, or historical research, find something that you do entirely alone. This builds the muscle of self-satisfaction. Do not apologize for your small circle. Do not feel the need to explain your solitude. The world is terrified of the man who can't be bought with social approval. While others are busy managing their reputations, keep building your reality. Remember, a lion does not need to be surrounded by 10,000 sheep to feel like a king. He knows peace, he knows discipline, and most importantly, he knows himself. That makes him the most dangerous man in any room. And that was why being likable is killing your potential as a man. Don't forget to like and subscribe.